Hey there. So, if you're learning Russian, I'm willing to bet you've hit a certain wall, a grammar concept that just feels a little intimidating. Well, you're in the right place, because today we're not just going to break it down, we're going to conquer it together. Let's jump right in.
So what is this final frontier we're talking about? Yep, you guessed it, Russian verb aspect. And I know, even the name sounds complicated. But just stick with me for the next few minutes. I promise you, by the end of this, it's all gonna click. All right, let's demystify this thing. We're gonna boil it all down to just one single core idea. Seriously. So if you've heard a bunch of complicated rules before, just forget them for now. Everything you really need to know starts with one incredibly simple distinction. And here it is, the big secret. It's all about process versus result. That's it. That's the whole game. Every single action, you can look at it in one of two ways. Are we talking about the process of doing something, or are we talking about the final result? Keep that question in your head. So that idea of process versus result, well, that's what gives us the two sides of basically every Russian verb. We call them the imperfective and the perfective. Now, don't think of them as totally different verbs. It's more like two different lenses you can use to look at the exact same action. Okay, let's break it down. The imperfective aspect, that's your process verb. It's all about the doing. Think of an action that's ongoing or something you do over and over again. Now, the perfective aspect, that's your result verb. It's all about something being done, a single completed action. See? Process and result. It really is that simple. All right, enough theory. Theory's great, but practice is where this stuff really starts to stick. So let's try this out with three of the most common verb pairs in Russian. Here's how it's going to work. I'll say each word super slowly and clearly, and I want you to repeat it right after me in the pause. You ready? Let's do this. First up, the verb to read. The imperfective, the process of reading, is chitać. Now you try. And the perfective, the completed result, is prachitać. Excellent. Okay, next, to do. The process is делать, and the result, something you've done, is сделать. Fantastic. And last one, to write. The process of writing is писать, and the finished completed result is написать. Really great job. Okay, so we've got the words down. Now let's put them into action. This is where the magic happens, because seeing these pairs in a real sentence, well, that's when the difference becomes absolutely crystal clear. It literally changes the entire meaning of what you're trying to say. Let's start with our verb to read. So, if you want to talk about the process of reading, you'd say "Я читал книгу." That means I was reading a book. The focus is on the action happening. But if you want to talk about the result, the book is done, you finished it, you switch to the perfective and say "Я прочитал книгу," which means I read the book. See the difference? Action in progress versus action complete. Let's do another one. This one with to do is a perfect example. If I want to know what you're doing right this second, an ongoing process, I'm going to ask "Что ты делаешь?" It literally means what are you doing? But if I want to know what you've already done, what you've finished or accomplished, I'd ask, "Что ты сделал?" What did you do? It's all about that finished result. Okay, so I think you're really starting to get the core concept. But to make things even easier when you're out there trying to speak, I've got a little cheat sheet for you. Think of these as simple rules of thumb to help you pick the right aspect on the fly. So pretty simple, right? You're going to reach for the imperfective when you're talking about things happening right now in the present tense, any kind of ongoing process or stuff you do all the time, habits. And you'll use the perfective for actions in the past that are 100% finished or for single one-time events that you plan to do in the future. And there you have it. Just like that, you understand verb aspect. It really does boil down to that one simple question. Am I talking about the process or am I talking about the result? So seriously, congratulations. You've just tackled what a lot of people think is the hardest part of Russian grammar. So what's your next mission? Well, it's got to be practice, right? The only way to make this stuff second nature is to actually use it. So go check out the exercises I've linked for you in the description below. They'll really help lock all this in. Now that you've got aspect down, you've got to be asking yourself, what grammar frontier are you going to conquer next?